Food doesn't just fuel the body, it reveals the mind. Every bite you take, every craving that appears at the wrong moment, every habit you can't explain, all of it carries emotional meaning. Some people snack endlessly without realizing they're avoiding their own thoughts. Some lose control around food because it's the only place they feel safe. Others crave sugar, not for sweetness, but for warmth. And many rush through meals as if the plate might disappear, as if slowing down might expose something they don't want to feel. Eating is never just eating. It's an emotional language you learned long before you knew how to speak. A language shaped by need, comfort, silence, and memory. And most of the time, you're responding to emotions you haven't fully faced yet. These are 10 more psychological truths about your relationship with food, the ones that show you who you are and what your mind is really asking for. Number 1. People who snack constantly often fear confronting their emotions. Constant snacking is rarely about hunger. It's about distraction. Small bites create tiny interruptions, a little relief, a small pause, a momentary escape. Your mind uses food as a shield, something to fill the silence so deeper thoughts don't surface. Snacks become like emotional earplugs, subtle enough to go unnoticed, but strong enough to keep uncomfortable feelings at bay. It's a way of avoiding the real conversation happening inside you, a way of keeping stillness from becoming too loud. And over time, it becomes automatic, reaching for food before you even realize what you're trying to avoid. Snacking becomes a rhythm, one that keeps your emotions at arm's length. It's not mindlessness, it's emotional protection in miniature form. Number 2, loneliness increases cravings for high-calorie foods. When you feel disconnected, the brain enters a mild survival state. It interprets loneliness as a threat, and threats require energy. So your hunger turns toward calorie-dense foods, things that feel heavy, warm, grounding. These foods create a sense of fullness that temporarily replaces the absence of connection. They mimic emotional weight when your life feels empty, giving you something solid to hold on to. You're not reaching for comfort because you're weak. You're reaching because your brain is trying to stabilize itself, to fill the emotional gap with something predictable and warm. Loneliness doesn't just echo in your heart, it echoes in your appetite. Your cravings become a quiet call for connection. Number 3, sugar cravings are often cravings for emotional warmth. Sweetness cues feelings of affection and care. Your brain links sugar to early moments of comfort, soft voices, gentle touch, being soothed. It's the emotional memory of being cared for, wrapped in flavor. So when life feels cold or overwhelming, sweetness becomes a shortcut, a fast, familiar form of emotional warmth, something your nervous system recognizes immediately. It gives your mind a brief sense of being held, even when you're alone. Sugar doesn't just taste good, it feels reassuring. It fills an emotional space that's temporarily empty. The craving is less about flavor, more about the warmth your mind remembers and longs to feel again. Number 4, people who rush their meals often fear scarcity. Fast eating is a sign of an alert nervous system. It shows up in people who grew up with unpredictability or in environments where resources felt limited. The body learned a simple rule: finish quickly before it's gone. Even when life becomes stable, that rule stays wired into the body, as if the past is still happening in the present. Eating fast feels safer than slowing down, because slowing down once meant losing out. Rushing through meals isn't impatience, it's an old survival script that the body still believes it needs. Your speed is a leftover instinct, a memory disguised as urgency. Number 5, overeating is often self-protection, not indulgence. For many, fullness is emotional armor. A full stomach muffles anxiety. It slows racing thoughts. It creates a temporary sense of grounding when emotions feel too big. That heaviness becomes a way to stay present when your mind wants to spiral. Overeating becomes a way to anchor yourself, a moment where you feel heavy enough for the world to stop spinning. It's a pause button, not a pleasure trip. It's not about wanting more food, it's about wanting less pain, less chaos, less emptiness. Fullness becomes safety, a barrier between you and whatever feels overwhelming. Number 7, comfort food doesn't comfort you. The memory behind it does. The power of comfort food comes from the emotional state it's tied to, a childhood moment, a person who loved you, a time when you felt safe. The flavor isn't what heals you, it's the memory that lifts your nervous system into calm. The taste is just a doorway, the feeling on the other side is what you're really craving. Every bite is a portal, not to the past itself, but to the emotional security your mind associates with it. Your body is trying to revisit safety, not flavor. Comfort food is nostalgia disguised as hunger. Number 8. Cravings spike when you avoid a difficult emotion. When something inside you feels overwhelming, the brain looks for a simpler problem to solve. Food becomes that problem. It's easier to fix a craving than to face a feeling. Instead of sitting with fear, anger, sadness, or uncertainty, your mind redirects the tension towards hunger. It tries to trade emotional discomfort for physical sensation, something you can chew, swallow, and momentarily control. The craving isn't random, it's a detour, a way to shift emotional discomfort into something immediate. The harder the emotion, the louder the appetite signal becomes, like your body asking for an easier pain. Number 8. The brain rewards novelty in food. Trying a new flavor or texture activates dopamine more strongly than eating something familiar. The brain loves discovery, even in small, harmless forms. That's why new foods feel exciting, even if they're not objectively better. They give your mind a break from routine, stirring curiosity and playfulness. The novelty offers a spark of stimulation when life feels dull or predictable. This isn't about taste, it's about the refreshment of something new. Variety nourishes more than just the body, it nourishes the brain. Number 9. Eating slowly is a sign of emotional safety. When the nervous system relaxes, digestion improves, time stretches, food feels gentle instead of urgent. People who feel emotionally secure naturally slow down during meals. Their body isn't defending against anything, it's resting, allowing itself to enjoy instead of protect. Eating becomes an experience rather than a task. Slow eating is a physiological whisper. I feel safe here. It's less about manners, more about the state of the heart. Number 10. Craving fast food is often craving predictability. Fast food is consistent. Same taste, same texture, same experience every time. For people navigating uncertainty, that reliability becomes emotionally soothing. It offers something life often doesn't: predictability. A moment where nothing shifts, nothing surprises you, nothing asks more of you. It's not the grease or salt that's addictive, it's the certainty. It's the emotional relief of knowing exactly what you'll get. Fast food becomes a place where the world feels temporarily stable, a brief return to something steady when everything else feels unsure. Your eating habits are not random. They're a map of your inner world, your fears, your longings, your memories, and your need for comfort or control. Food carries the stories you haven't yet told yourself. It reflects where you've been and what you still need. Healing your relationship with eating is not about diets, restrictions, or discipline. It begins with understanding your emotional landscape and giving yourself the compassion you've always deserved. Because when you listen to what your hunger is truly saying, you don't just change the way you eat, you change the way you live.